Okay, we have kind of introduced to you the various Google tools and apps, and also the Google site for you to embed various tools and apps in order to do your flipped classroom. So you may be wondering what is all this all about, especially your Google site. Now, when we want to share our flipped classroom content and some of the activities with students, you realize that if you are going to give them many links, it's going to be very cumbersome for the student to find all the resources. So therefore, we show you one of the ways for you to use Google Apps. Key way for you to embed all your stuff and collate everything together is to use a Google site. The Google site can help you hold your video content together. You can classify them by different topics on different pages, and then insert the necessary activity, whether is it using the Google Doc or a quiz or a form, onto the same page where your content is. This can be used as the pre-class flipped classroom lecture kind of content. And of course, you may also insert other pages for work within the class itself when you meet with your students. We did not go ahead to share with you some other features, but if you were to look at some of the tutorials available online, you will be able to find that you can actually customize who can visit certain part of your website. So for example, if you have decided that you want to differentiate your student by certain groups, some students can view this page and other students can view another page. So the activities can be customized just for them. And when the activity is done and they have completed their presentation, they embedded whatever they need to, then you open up for the rest of the class. That could be another way where you handle the students sharing content or become content creator. So for all those kind of work around and all those kind of setup, if you need help, Sally and myself will be more than glad to help you when you start off with your flipped classroom using the Google Apps. But for now, I thought maybe I should just wrap up this session because we already overrun by a little bit. What are some of the challenges when we come into a situation where we want to do flipped classroom? One of the key things would be time and effort. You realize that the whole entire flipped classroom is not just take whatever you have already prepared, your PowerPoint, and then run into a class and deliver. It's no longer like that. You need to look at your whole entire lesson, and then you record your lectures maybe, or if not, do some content research and recommend the necessary video for your students to watch. It requires a lot more effort on your end. But like what I say, when we do the flip, at the end of the day, you'll find it very rewarding because the students take back a lot more than what a normal lecture would be, because the students cannot rewind what you do in class, cannot keep repeating what you have said in class. So all those kind of things that the students actually benefit from is beyond what I can even describe. So it's a lot more time and effort spent, especially for the first run. If you already have the resources built up, the next few runs would be a lot easier because you just need to make amendment. But the first time round, you'll realize that you take a little bit more time and effort. Yep. Like what I say, you need to relook at your whole entire lesson plan because the flipped classroom is not just about video content. It is also about the activities that you are using for the students. For example, you want to differentiate your students, you need to really seriously think about the form or even some of the questions that you're asking. How do you chunk your content so that they grasp what you are teaching them, at the same time be able to articulate that back to you? What are some of the learning objectives? How do you want them to demonstrate that to you? You may need to relook at some of this, right? Integration of ICT tools. Today we share with you Google Apps, but there are really many more other tools out there that you can use. You are not restricted with just Google Apps itself. NIE, CEL, we have developed mVideo, which is another tool that you can use for flipped classroom. Out there, many people use WordPress, Digo, and many other tools that they can find their hands on. So you may also want to look into integrating various technology. In fact, you may even want to use Blackboard if you are not familiar with other tools, and Blackboard is what you feel most comfortable with. Blackboard can also be used for flipping your classroom. And for that, I think CEL will also be more than glad to help you to integrate some of these concepts and ideas. What are some advice for us when we want to start off with flipped classroom? Start small and start simple. I know that some of us may already want to jump on the bandwagon, but if you were to take your whole entire course and flip it, right, it's going to take a lot of effort plus a lot of risk on your end because you're not sure how it's going to play out. So start small. Maybe take just one small little lesson out of your whole entire course or module and flip that particular lesson. Something that you are very comfortable, very confident, and you feel that the content is not too overwhelming for you to recustomize. Content is really readily available online and you can curate those contents so you don't have to feel that you are overwhelmed by your first time effort. Identify what are the areas you can flip. For example, you may have a whole entire lesson planned out already and you may find that, oh, my lesson typically take 1 hour if I lecture, but I don't want to flip the whole entire lesson. Maybe it's just that first 10 minutes of the lecture you want to present to them at home, and that is good enough to start off for flipping. So you may want to relook at the content and all the different things that you want to do flip with. Identify what are suitable for you when you start flipping your classroom. Not all the activities need to go online. Not all the activity need to be flipped at this moment. You may still want to retain some of your collaborative learning or case-based learning kind of activity in class. You may still want to do your project the same way, but certain component of the project can be done in a flipped classroom kind of method. So look at them and then start picking some of the more relevant one or the easier one for you to work on with. Plan your activities and plan how you want to facilitate the session, because the flipped classroom actually turn the table around from the teacher-centered kind of learning environment into a student-centered environment. So it's no longer you standing in front doing your lecture, it's really you walking around, facilitate the learning that the student has when they apply what they have learned. So you may want to relook at how you may want to spend that 1 hour with your students, how you want to group them, how you want to use the whole entire space. You may find that a room like that is very comfortable because you have a lot of space, you can cluster them different places. Or you may want to use our collaborative classroom because there are different technical devices in there that you can use for your collaborative learning. Or you may want to think of how about outdoor learning journey instead, that kind of thing. So think about how you may want to rework some of your activities and sessions. Of course, last but not least, partner with CEL, because sometimes it can be quite daunting if you were to embark on the journey all by yourself. And if you need some technical help, you don't know where to go for. And then there's 10,001 tutorials online. Which one is the accurate one? Which one is the most updated one? So if you need help, call us, email us, and then we'll be more than glad to partner with you to start off your flipped classroom effort. The most important is pedagogy before technology. It's not all the bells and whistles that Google can give you. It's not about all the videos that you can record. It's really the pedagogy, trying to reinvent the whole entire environment for the student to learn so that they will become critical thinkers. There will be people who inquire. There will be people who enjoy the learning process rather than just consume all the information given to them. These are some resources. It's not a comprehensive list, but these are some good resources you can start off with. Dr. Ashley has actually a flip learning series that he has recorded. I think if I'm not wrong, there are 5 videos. You can go and view them online. He also has some curated resources that you can go to immediately. There are some infographics, some blogs or articles that you can read, and so on and so forth. Remember I was talking about this group of lecturers in NIE who's already doing flip. You can also go to Flippers Paradise. There is a group of them that is featured there. They are all from NIE and they show and share with you what are some of the subjects or content that they have been using for flip. On the website, I've also curated a list for you, so you can also go there and see. There may be 1 or 2 links that are added there that you don't see on the slide because of space constraint, and really the website is really for growing and expansion of the whole entire resources. So go there and take a look. I'm not going to show this video, you can always view it yourself. It's again by Adam Sams, and he talks about how he flipped his classroom and why he's doing it and how he feels as a teacher as he did that, right? Connect with us. This gives you a whole range of way to get in touch with CEL. Of course, email is one of the way, but other than that, you can go to our website or follow us on social media. Besides CEL, if you feel that you need not just a department, but somebody, a face or a name to go to, you can always go and find me. It's easier to shoot a person than shoot a door, right? So yeah, so go to me. My email address and everything is all there. If you want to like hi me on Facebook or Twitter, by all means, I will also reply you. Twitter is my preferred media. I will almost reply you immediately if you were to tweet. Facebook, yes, once a day, that kind of thing. Google Plus too. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry we overrun by 15 minutes, but it is a pleasure for us to have you here with us. Partner with us again. If you have any requests, do let us know. All right. Thank you.